Commanders will make his playoff debut Sunday night against the Buccaneers. The Washington Commanders will make his playoff debut Sunday night against the Buccaneers. Commanders rookie quarterback has been fantastic against the blitz this season, leads the NFL in 20-yard completions and scramble yards. Only Jalen Hurts posted a better QBR when facing extra pass rushers this season. The Bucs have blitzed 36% of the time this season, which is the third highest rate in the NFL. Jason McCourty, do you expect the Buccaneers to blitz Jayden Daniels on Sunday?
They're going to do what they do. Todd Bowles is not only his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's who he is as a defensive play caller. He is going to come after Jayden Daniels. But I think it's how he does it. Now, the Buccaneers, sometimes you hear blitz and you assume that it's man-to-man and it's opportunities down the field. They play a ton of zone coverage, and they're not really pressed, giving up those opportunities down the field. I think with that blitz early on in the game, they're going to start to mix in some simulated pressure. Todd Bowles likes to send 5 guys. He's not always sending an all-out blitz. How they bring those 5, to me, is going to be the key to the game. If they're showing up in the line of scrimmage and now an off-the-ball blitzer is coming from where Jayden Daniels doesn't see him, and it still ends up only being 5 men rushing, you now still have guys with their eyes in case he decides to take off to run them down and get them on the ground.
I think for me, the interesting thing with that, J-Mac, will be, can they pull it off with the no-huddle offense from Washington?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many moving parts attached to that. You got to be at the right place, right time, right call, right guy blitzing, right guy dropping. And the no-huddle kind of counters that. So how much can they do? If I was Tampa Bay, I would be very concerned blitzing Jayden Daniels. Number one, he gets the ball out to the right place on a consistent basis, and it happens super quickly. So to J-Mac's point, this is a team that likes to blitz, but they're a zone blitz team. So to do that, you're giving some vacancies or some soft spots to a quarterback that is so about get the ball out of my hands, get the ball. I think that's part of that no huddle as well, is the built-in of it. And so you don't do it really well. You certainly don't do it well against this quarterback. He eats up zone coverage. I don't think this should be a identity, J-Mac, defensive game for Tampa. I think Tampa should kind of change it up. Play some softer zone, but don't blitz anybody. And then all-out pressure him in the red zone, but with some different kind of coverage to McLaurin, just because I think he's going to have his way against you.
I love what you're talking about with the no-huddle piece of it, too, because you think about it in that week 1 matchup. Think about the experience that 16 games since then has taught Jayden Daniels on how to run the no-huddle, the comfort within it, and it makes it challenging for the defense. But it also puts pressure on the offense. And when I say that, when you get in that no-huddle, they have to communicate as well when you're bringing guys. So, Dan, even to your point, maybe they do decide to drop guys off and you're only bringing 4, but I still think it comes down to where that 4th rusher is coming from, because they do have Tyke Smith in the slot. He's a guy that can rush to and come off that edge.
It's funny. The Buccaneers did play Jayden Daniels in his NFL debut in week 1. He blitzed him on 46% of his dropbacks. I presume they're seeing a different guy at this point, and one of the reasons for that is the success he's had with the offensive coordinator there, Cliff Kingsbury. Dan, I'm wondering, Cliff seems like he might be the kind of guy that gets some head coach looks. You think he's the kind of guy that could go somewhere like a Chicago, a Jacksonville, have success with a young quarterback?
Yeah, I do. I think he's learned a lot from the time with Kyler Murray. In his own words, he's learned a lot going with Dan Quinn right now and just realizing how to set a better foundation. And I'd also say this, when he was in Arizona with Kyler, there wasn't a great development and growth throughout the season of their offense and how it did get stagnant. That's a change in Washington this year. It has continually evolved. So I do think the way that he's handled Jayden and then the offense and how he's grown, no question warrants some head coaching interviews. And I like the Jacksonville one a little bit more than I like the Chicago one.
Yeah, I said young quarterback. Trevor Lawrence been in the league a while. Still only 25. Still maybe some
build
work
some
to
confidence back for that young man.
Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen is preparing to play the Broncos in a first-round playoff game Sunday. Meanwhile, his offensive coordinator, Joe Brady, is drawing interest from teams looking to hire new head coaches. Allen was asked yesterday what Brady has meant to the Bills' offense, and here's what he had to say.
Nothing. He hasn't done anything for us. Team should stay away from him. He's been fantastic. He's one of the most positive guys in the building. He's always got juice and energy for the guys. I think that's something that we love and appreciate about him, and he's as real as they come.
So Josh clearly doesn't want Joe to leave. We'll see how that goes. Adam, what more can you tell us about teams' interest in Joe Brady as the coaching carousel starts to spin?
Well, Dan, because of the NFL rules, he's not allowed to interview until after next week once they get past the wild card round. But Joe Brady is going to have plenty of interest from teams across the league, most notably the New Orleans Saints, the New York Jets, amongst others, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They all want to talk to him. And it certainly feels and sounds like Joe Brady has a realistic chance of coming out of this cycle with a head coaching job. The same is true for the Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, who has a bevy of teams on his interview scorecard. The Jets, the Saints, the Bears, some of the same teams that are lined up with Joe Brady also want to talk to Aaron Glenn. And when you talk to his players, they love Aaron Glenn. They stand behind Aaron Glenn, and it certainly sounds like he, too, has a real chance to get one of these head coaching jobs. Meanwhile, the former Jets head coach Robert Saleh interviewed today for the 49ers defensive coordinator job. He also will interview next week for the Raiders head coaching job, the Jacksonville Jaguars head coaching job. So clearly Robert Saleh drawing interest as a defensive coordinator, as a head coach candidate. We'll see what comes up next for him, but clearly there will be work ahead for him as well as he gets ready to help out the Green Bay Packers this upcoming weekend, being that he's been assisting his good friend, the Packers head coach, Matt LaFleur.
Not too surprising to see interest there, as Saleh's defenses have allowed an NFL best 200.
Now, and Lindsay, you are in Woodland Hills, right outside Los Angeles, where the Rams are preparing for a home playoff game scheduled for Monday night. So how is the team being impacted by what's going on around them?
Yeah, Matt, from where I stand here at the Rams training facility, the Palisades fire is about 8 miles southwest of us. And as I look into that direction, smoke continues to rise from the sky above the Santa Monica Mountains. And within the last hour here, standing here, circling above us, have been the scooping planes that have been dropping water on the fires, playing a very crucial role in this firefight. For the Rams, I am told there are some staff members here who have lost property in the fires, but as of now, everyone, coaches and players included, are all safe. It is hardly business as usual for anyone in Los Angeles right now, but for the Rams today, they will continue with their normal practice routine. The air quality here in Woodland Hills is listed at 78, which is considered moderate. You can still feel some smoke in the air, but it is not considered dangerous right now to be outside and to be in.
Yeah, I'm glad you put that out there, because that was going to be my follow-up. Air quality, talking to a lot of people in and around that area, they said it's starting to creep their way, so I know it's something the team will keep an eye on. Speaking of keeping an eye on it, how's the NFL? What are they up to?
Yeah, I have been in touch with the league. They are closely tracking what is happening here in LA, with the game only 4 days away. Now, the game does remain scheduled to be played at SoFi Stadium, but SoFi Stadium sits in a different set of conditions in Inglewood. That is near where I live, and the smoke is much heavier there. Ash continues to fall from the sky, so air quality is a serious concern. Right now, the air quality index in Inglewood says it's unhealthy to be in, but really the other concern I'm told from a team source is simply resources. This game cannot be a drain on resources, including the first responders who are needed to fight the fires. There is a contingency plan in place, I should say, by the league to move the game to Glendale, Arizona. It would still be played on Monday night, but I'm told right now that decision could be made rather last minute, Matt.
Yeah, Lindsay, look, we're all sports fans, we're all NFL fans, but we're also realistic. There is no way in any world that game should take away anything going on to help those people hopefully keep their property and stay safe. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep monitoring.
Prepare yourself. Be ready. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Focus, boy.